Hi there, I go by Lady Casha, and I'm a mystic, a numerologist, claircognizant psychic, and healer. I am back now to share with you the energy of June 2022 for the numerological destinies 1 through 9 and 11. If you do not know your destiny number, I have a video for you to find that. You'll find a link in the description box below. It's a fairly easy process, only takes a few minutes, and once you know it, you know it. The question I've asked was to be shown the energies of June for each of the respective destiny for those who find and listen to this message. Keep in mind though, that this is of course a general reading. There are obviously other important energies at play at the same time for each individual that can either have a supportive or a contradictory effect or even cancel things out. The best way to make use of the reading is to first center and align yourself in your soul's energy, and then ask your soul and your higher mind to make you aware, to show you what is relevant for you personally, what you should hear and take to heart. Please feel free to let me know in the comments any thoughts, questions, or anything else you want to share. And please like and subscribe to the channel if you want to hear more from me. If you want a personal reading, you are more than welcome to connect. You find a link below. I'd be happy to hear from you. Now let's begin. Destiny 1. For you, the first 10 days of June comes with the possibility of a journey. You're either beginning one or being presented the need for one, be it a physical or a spiritual journey. In any case, you'll be the one doing the driving. You're in control and fully capable of creating your own destiny now. And by your own purposeful actions, you can overcome any obstacle, seeming or real. You could be moving to a new area also, or venture into an adventure of self-discovery to seek awareness and to become more of who you truly are. When it comes to work and career, a project seems to be nearing fruition despite any opposition or interference or chaos. If you're an employee having problems with the boss, you're encouraged to work around him or her instead of trying to win him or her over. Focus on your goals now. Do not be discouraged. It may seem like the boss is in control, but in reality, you are the one who can make things happen. Finance-wise, you could get a good deal, especially if you're buying a new vehicle or spending money on a car that you already have. You may also be able to pay off some debt and save. When it comes to love and relationships, the energy of the time period does not support romance very much. The focus seems to be elsewhere. The middle 10 days bring an energy of you removing yourself from something that you formerly felt as problematic, and it will be felt as a relief. It can be viewed as a metaphorical gateway through which you pass, and it can entail also a literal move or simply travel. In any case, the days hold a turning point for the better if that's needed. Expressed in the area of work and career, you can be ready to take on a new job, profession, or a new business. You're leaving the familiar behind in any way and entering a new area and a new phase. If you have worries, take help, but do not go back to where you come from. Taking help goes for finances as well. There may be some setbacks in that area, but it won't stop you from ultimately getting what is needed. Looking at love and relationships, there's an energy of kindred souls coming together. If you're already in an established relationship, a trip together would bring you closer together right now. The journey you begun or were already on in the beginning of the month continues the last 10 days of June. It's now leading you deeper and into unknown territory, connecting you to the mystery, and there will be probably some fears triggered or subconscious material coming to surface. The question is what you do with it. You may feel anxious and have trouble sleeping from an overactive mind. You can either give in to that and believe that everything your mind is telling you is true, or you could courageously see through it and not having it stopping you. It's only a brief phase that you're going through, and you can use it to strengthen your spiritual connection. When it comes to work and career, you do not have the full picture. For some reason, you're not being informed of what's actually going on, and there can even be some intriguing behind your back. If this applies to you and your work is female-dominated, there should be one woman, especially if she is a Cancer or has strong Cancer traits, that could fill you in. Finance-wise, this is not the best time to take action or make decisions, as there are uncertainties around this area too. If some investment is fluctuating, it may not be the best option to sell despite of that, but rather to wait it out. It will probably do better eventually. When it comes to love and relationships, if you are in an established bond, you could experience a little bit of a difficult period, but it's no reason to quit and run unless other factors strongly support that. But from the point of view of this energy, you are on the path, even if you cannot see it right now. There's a deep psychic attraction that's holding you together through both ups and downs. The current challenge most likely has to do with issues of other lifetimes that comes up to the surface to be resolved, which will only be a good thing in the long run. Also, if you're single, there could be issues of the past surfacing, unresolved emotions from past experiences in this or other lifetimes that you do best in addressing rather than focus on finding someone for the moment. These are the things that needs to be cleared out, preparing the way for what's to come. The overall energy shows that you're probably wanting a strong financial base, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it seems too like you're compromising your aspirations to attain it. You seem to be in some kind of a holding pattern, being a bit possessive, not being really able to let go. But your need for security and safety may be fixed. And the truth is that that is also holding you back from fulfillment. You can be working hard, but you're not gaining the satisfaction that you deserve or expect or crave because you're not emotionally ready for a needed change. This can be relevant to your entire life or in some aspect of it only. What you need is to loosen your grip, to open yourself up to new ideas and other input, at least a little bit to begin with. When it comes to work and career then, you're probably working because it pays the bills, not because it is what you want. You may even have forgotten about what it is that you really want. You can feel bogged down and discontent, but you reject the idea of doing something else since you do not know how it's going to turn out. The good part is you're probably laying down a foundation for the future, and this too shall pass, especially if you're aware. Finance-wise, you may think you have a problem when in reality you do not. You may be overly protective of what you have and focused on the material, forgetting about how money is energy and how it works. Remember that a tight fist not only keeps things in, it also keeps things out. When it comes to love and relationships, this energy can express itself in you holding on to a relationship that no longer works because you're afraid to move on and be alone and of feeling abandoned, even though it has played out its role already. Or you are repeating a pattern in a new relationship. Now is the time to become aware and to do something about that. Destiny 2. The month of June for you begins with some kind of a wake-up call. It can be a light bulb moment that surges deep and shifts your perspective. You could have a sudden insight or a moment of clarity by itself, but it could also be the result of something unexpected happening. In either case, there will be changes in its wake. What happens can be big or small, but whatever comes down, what you need to be aware of and remember is that whatever changes now are paving the way for a situation or a life that will be much more in alignment with your soul and your soul's path. It could be a belief that's crumbling, or routines that get disturbed, or something else. But again, whatever transpires here is opening a door to your future, a future which is adjusted to who you have become and truly are now. New things will enter and will all be positive, so give it time and understand that this is a transition. If the energy expresses itself in career and work for you, you may part from a job. You may be redundant, laid off, or passed over for a promotion. But the truth then is, this is happening because it was not really right for you anyway. If you get rejected for something you have applied for, it holds true as well. The rejection is helping you, showing you to the path you're supposed to be on. The saying that rejection is God's protection could apply here. Also finance-wise, new and unexpected possibilities will open up as a result of something not going the way you've planned it. You will be forced to see alternatives, and in the long run and bigger picture, they will work to your advantage. In love and relationships, energy can be stale, stifling, and stagnant. You may be stuck in a rut, and something can happen that breaks these conditions up. A separation, an emotional outburst, and even if it can seem difficult when it happens, it clears things up like a storm, and when the dust settles, everything will be in a much better place, if not immediately, with time. Then the next 10 days of the month, there will be some kind of a turning point for you, for the better, and what happens here is related to luck and to your destiny. There will be synchronicities and unexpected things happening, and you should take the cues because it's fate saying that there is a new direction available for you. Of course, you're free to resist, but the possibility will be there, giving you a good chance to profit and a positive outcome. If nothing is happening in your outer world, it will be internal, in that you come to an understanding that there is more to life than the external world. You'll be taking time to commune with your inner self and make some important discoveries. If expressed in the area of work and career, you may be leaving or just having left a job to pursue a dream, entering a new work cycle. It's important that you follow your intuition and avoid having fear block your progress. Work around it if so. Take a needed risk and things will break open. Of course, look to other factors affecting the situation and don't be foolish, but do not hold back because of some false ideas you may have. You are the one responsible for your life and you can change it. You can be free. Finance-wise, you should be on a roll, so trust your gut and don't get stuck in a holding pattern. When it comes to love and relationships, you may be dealing with a relationship that no longer works or meets your needs. If that has not ended already with the energy of the first 10 days, you need to release or re-evaluate it now. If you're single, open to meet someone, it seems you need to become clearer about what it is that you want, and then take a little bit of a risk to get it. The last 10 days of June for you, almost anything can happen. You should be prepared for whatever comes. There's a demand on you toward more responsibility and discipline. You will need to use your stored energy resource. If you feel it to be challenging, know that you do have what it takes. You've accumulated enough power and wisdom to overcome any obstacle. You just need to apply it, so dig deep and pull out what you've got, because after this you will to a large degree be home free for this time around. When it comes to work and career, things that are already set in motion are moving behind the scenes, even though you may not be able to see it. Eventually, it looks like a promotion or something the like is coming your way. Finance-wise, money may be a bit tight for some because of some big expense, but it does not mean that it's a new trend. It's most likely due to a temporary delay of some kind, and it can be causing a little bit of a difficulty as there could be this big bill, an expense for something major. When it comes to love and relationships, either you or your partner or even both may need breathing space during which you will do some kind of inventory of what you have and what it is you want and need. Is there a big difference? Some compromise will be needed to make it work. Can you live with that? If not, you may decide to move on. If you're single, the time is not exactly right to meet someone new, but instead look if there's some healing that needs to take place for you. The overall energy reveals a lot of mental energy, worry, and even anxiety. It could be the dominating energy, or it could be in some limited but important aspect of your life right now. You may find yourself having difficulty sleeping and having stress-induced nightmares or just a lot of fears. You may be convinced that whatever is the situation, it will deteriorate and never change for the better. It could also be that you're having a responsibility for someone else, and that these fears, the mental anguish and feeling of depression even, is brought on by your concern for that other person's well-being. It's important that you remind yourself that even though the current situation may be difficult, it is not as bad as you think. If you feel you can't get through it alone, you should seek help. You've probably made a smaller problem much bigger and can need assistance to see it clearly. Expressed in the area of work and career, this energy indicates a lot of job-related stress, and there may be a need to have a discussion about it with someone involved, making them aware of your perception. But you need to be careful how you go about it, so you do not let steam out and come across as angry. You'll find the clarity and solution you need, but you need to stay calm as much as you can so you can read the signs. Finance-wise, there may be confusion and uncertainty, but do not let fears and doubt cloud your judgment and create panic. That would become a problem in itself. Chances are things are nowhere near as bad as you tell yourself. You'll see. In love and relationships, this energy can express itself as worrying about your partner and whether he or she is faithful or not, or have lost interest or not. The suspicions are destroying and tormenting you, and that is the greater problem, regardless of if it's true or not. You need to find out and put the nightmare to rest. Destiny 3. The first 10 days of June for you has the energy of something new being born in your life. It could be a creative impulse. It could be a business coming into being or expanding. It could be many things, and it could also mean a pregnancy or a child being born, either yours or someone's around you. It is also a good time to daydream, to meditate, contemplate, or doing any other kind of practice that cultivates your inner stillness and your intuition and your imagination. There is a possibility of mystic or psychic experiences around these days. When it comes to work and career, the energy promises a welcome development, especially if you've been bored for some time. Your professional field will pick up and supply you with the emotional freshness you need to keep moving forward with your career. There can also be a message coming your way that will give you the answers you need. Finance-wise, there could be an upswing and you will get a break. If you're planning on investing, just make sure to use your intuition and to avoid being impulsive. When it comes to love and relationships, you may in some way, shape or form receive information that you've been waiting for regarding a previous or existing relationship, and this puts you where you want to be, makes you happy and gives you a sense of what is possible. During the middle 10 days of June, there may be a man that is kind, compassionate and mature in your life. It can be a father or a father figure who gives you wise counsel and supports you emotionally. If not an actual man, the energy will be there and felt. And that which begun the days prior will deepen. Your artistic and psychic sense, your imagination and your sensitivity will be even more pronounced now. And any answers you're seeking are nearer than you may believe them to be. Either in your bookshelves already or within, they will be there intuitively for you. Remember too that you can ask. When it comes to work and career, you must do what you love to be happy, and you probably must run your own business too in order to feel fully fulfilled. If you're not for the time being, it's okay, but it is only temporary. Finance-wise, a business can pick up and eventually flourish if it's your own. If you have financial issues right now, refocus your thought process by entertaining the belief that money simply is an energy that you can manifest. Instead of worrying, learn how to draw it in and manifest it by changing yourself and your energy. When it comes to love and relationships, if you're single, you have a chance at meeting someone through a metaphysical group or activity that deals with water somehow, like boating, sailing, and swimming. Those that are already involved may reach a new level of understanding with their partner. You may even want to renew your vows to each other. The last 10 days, it is time to put an end to something that has been causing suffering for you. You may need to give up on a bad cause to get on with the true purpose of your life. Or you have recently done that. Whatever situation you're dealing with, you need to accept the inevitable and move on. It seems worse than it is. The hardest part is over and behind you now. This is the time to clear out the dead wood or whatever you have been hanging on to or feeling sad and miserable about. It's time to let go and move on. Do not let your reaction to a problem become the problem. When it comes to work and career, there's an energy of change and ending. But remember, if so, that this is in essence an opportunity to change your life for the better, to open the business you want to open or apply for a job that you really want. Again, it will feel worse in the moment than it is, as it is a classic case of a blessing in disguise, that which transpires right now. If investments and involvement financially turns out differently from expected and you're not getting what you want, don't dwell on it. Cut your losses and move on, because once you do, solutions will appear quickly. In regards to love and relationships, it could be over, and the sooner you accept it, the better. If it's not over, something that has been causing pain is coming to an end or needs to come to an end. The overall energy of the month for you is speaking of something new with a great potential for the future in an all-round kind of way. So even if there is some difficult energy of ending, especially the last 10 days, this is to underline the fact that the beginning is in the ending. Something has to end for the new to come forth. It can also relate to different areas and aspects of your life, depending on your individual energies, of course. In regards to work, career, and finances, there can be positive rewards for hard work already done, and prior investments can pay off. New business and financial opportunities can enter, and you can be looking at beginning a new venture which can bring positive financial changes to your life. If you've had past problems and issues with your work and career, they are now beginning to get behind you. You are moving into a situation where you will find solutions to many problems. If you have a plan, timing should be good even if it's risky. It will much likely come out okay, but do look at this from other perspectives too. In love and relationships, a romantic partnership will benefit you both emotionally and materially. It will be good both for your heart and your pocketbook long term. If you're already involved, improvement in new ways will come. There's also the possibility of going into business together with a significant other, doing something both have been wanting for a long time. Destiny 4. The first 10 days of the month for you is about both an old situation coming to an end and the beginning of something new that most likely is related to education and money. You've probably been going through a time of solitude, and now that's over. It is a time to tie up loose ends and projects and to get ready to move on to the next thing. There may also be travel for spiritual or educational purposes. When it comes to work and career, you've reached a crossroads and you need to step back and re-examine the situation and make a decision about which direction to go. You've gone as far as you can in a job and you need to decide if you need more education or another job to continue travel upward. Success is well within grasp, but you need to determine what more needs to be done to get there. There's a little bit more to do. Unexpected money may come in, and you should save it to be put towards something that agrees with your beliefs when occasion occurs. When it comes to love, relationships are not a priority for the moment. You may want to retreat into yourself and spend time away, or at least not be emotionally involved where you are at. There will come a point later when you will connect with someone, but it's not working out now because it's not the right time or situation. The energy of completion and ending is also very strong during the middle portion of the month for you, and your life has a continued focus on work and your spiritual beliefs. There can also be an older woman available to help you with your career or with your spiritual development. When it comes to work and career, improvements should be happening, and there may be good news about a situation that has been a concern to you either now or soon. Finance-wise, money could be a bit bottled up to begin with, which is related to your emotional state. So look at that if so. You may be wanting to spend on your house, but practice a little bit of restraint. It doesn't have to be a fortune. Be creative rather. When it comes to love and relationships, those that are not involved yet may be swept away and up in a sudden affair. There is the likelihood of passion and big emotions because there is a profound spiritual connection. Expect the unexpected. Long distance is also in the picture, so that could be an aspect. The last 10 days, projects that you've been working on for some time are almost ready for presentation. So don't abandon your goals if you meet a little bit of resistance right now. Here could also be the beginning of a new project in some department of your life. It's a good time to express yourself or study, to do anything that broadens your horizon. There can also be a message being delivered to you, and it will likely be good. This will be days when you are moving into a heightened spiritual awareness, and even some can experience some kind of rebirth. Let your soul guide you and lead you, and expect the best. When it comes to work, career, and finances, if you have applied for a job, you may still get it, but there is some kind of delay connected to it. The days are great for finances, but of course you need to use good judgment and check details before you invest. When it comes to love and relationships, there are likely messages and other forms of communication going on here. The overall energy for June is that of joy and celebration. The results of past endeavors will be evident and a cause for this. You've seen things through and concluded them successfully, and at least in some aspect you realized a goal. Take time to enjoy it, although be mindful not to overindulge. It's also an energy of being together, working in a group and getting together with like-minded people. When it comes to work and career, there's fun and enjoyment related to what you do for a living, and your accomplishments and contributions can be recognized, moving your career ahead. A contract can be signed. Finance-wise, money is there when you need it. It can come in, but also go out as you decide to put it into something you desire. When it comes to love and relationships, the month is about spending time with others in a pleasant and light-hearted way. Destiny 5. You are embarking on a journey, and it's leading you deep into unknown territory, connecting you to the mystery. There will be probably some fears that are triggered, subconscious material that comes to the surface. But the question is what you do with it. You may also feel a bit anxious and have trouble sleeping from an overactive mind. You can either give in to that and believe everything your mind is telling you, or you could courageously see through it and not having it stopping you. It's only a brief phase you're going through, and you can use it to strengthen your spiritual connection. When it comes to work and career, you do not have the full picture. For some reason, you're not being informed of what's actually going on, and there can even be some intriguing behind your back. If this applies to you and you work in a female-dominated work area, there should be one woman, especially if she's a Cancer or has strong Cancerian traits that you could be filled in by. Finance-wise, this is not the best time to take action or make decisions, as there are uncertainties around this area too. If some investment is fluctuating, it may not be the best option to sell though, despite that, but rather to wait it out. They will probably do better eventually. When it comes to love and relationships, if you are in an established bond, you could experience a little bit of a difficult period, but it's no reason to quit and run unless other factors strongly support that. But from the point of view of this energy, you are on the path, even if you cannot see it right now. There's a deep psychic attraction that's holding you together through both ups and downs. The current challenge most likely has to do with issues of other lifetimes that comes up to the surface to be resolved with, which is only a good thing in the long run. Also, if you're single, there could be issues of the past surfacing, unresolved emotions from past experience in this or other lifetimes that you do best in addressing rather than focus on finding someone for the moment. These are the things that needs to be cleared out, preparing the way for what's to come. The middle 10 days of June for you, everything should be working out as it should. And you will even have an opportunity to feel your life achieving unity and wholeness. Whatever plans starting here will reach and have consequences far into the future. You are definitely on the right track, and the more positive your attitude, the better are your prospects for success. Related to work and career, you can anticipate a return for the better if you are unhappy with the job, a new opportunity, and someone offering you exactly what you're looking for. If you're a freelancer and things have been slow, expect it to look up and move you quickly to where you want to be. Once you open yourself to the possibilities, your finances will improve significantly. You will have what you need. Everything works out better than you expect. When it comes to love and relationships, someone special may enter. You'll find that there are synchronicities and everything is clicking, and this person may probably be the right one for you. If in a relationship already, then you may renew your commitment to each other. It's all positive. Even things you think is impossible between the two of you is possible now. During the last 10 days of June, there may be a man that is kind, compassionate, and mature in your life. It could be a father or a father figure who gives you wise counsel and supports you emotionally. If not an actual man, the energy will be there and felt. Your artistic and psychic sense, your imagination, and your sensitivity will be pronounced too. And any answers you're seeking are nearer than you may believe them to be, either in your bookshelves already or within. They will be there intuitively for you. Remember too that you can ask. When it comes to work and career, you must do what you love to be happy, and you probably must run your own business too in order to feel fully fulfilled. If you're not for the time being, it's okay, but it is temporary. Finance-wise, a business can pick up and eventually flourish. If you have financial issues, refocus your thought process by entertaining the belief that money simply is an energy that you can manifest. Instead of worrying, learn how to draw it in and manifest by changing yourself and your energy. When it comes to love and relationships, if you're single, you have a chance at meeting someone through a metaphysical group or activity that deals with water somehow, like boating, sailing, or swimming. Those that are already involved may reach a new level of understanding with their partner. You may even want to renew your vows to each other. Overall, the energy reveals that you have either already begun to think and communicate differently, or you need to. This month, new ideas and beliefs will prompt you to find answers to some long-standing issue that has been bothering you. Now you have what it takes to resolve it. No matter what challenges you may face, you are both strong and courageous. You're focused and set on reaching your goals, but you also need to be mindful so that you do not harm anyone else in the process. If you're tempted to disregard the impact your actions have on others, remember that karma is real. That which you put out will return in some form. Related to work and career, there's an indication of innovation here, with new ideas from either you or someone you're dealing with. There can also be replacements of obsolete techniques and outmoded procedures at your workplace. If you have your own business, use the energy to clear up problems and resolve misunderstandings, so that you then can begin new projects. Finance-wise, it may be time to remove any related deadwood, analyze the situation, and make necessary changes. When it comes to love and relationships, there can be a situation that vacillates between hot and cold, on and off, moving between emotional extremes. There can also be a sudden and unexpected or intense sexual encounter. Destiny 6. The first 10 days of the month, you will feel empowered, embracing your destiny and the way you are creating it. You will probably be feeling very optimistic and enthusiastic, feeling like you are awakening from a dream even, and seeing the world and your own life in a new, brighter and more clear light. If you are receiving an offer during this time, it's likely that it will be an opening for something better for you, so you should consider saying yes, if nothing else contradicts it, of course. The energy expressed in the area of work and career may take the form of your productivity and creativity being recognized, and finance-wise, you can expect increased earnings. Related to love and relationships, someone new is about to enter and capture your heart if you're single. If you're already in an established bond, earlier passions may resurrect as the things you love about each other makes itself known again. The powerful energy continues through the next 10 days along pretty much the same lines. You will feel that you have your destiny in your hands, or at least within reach, and that you can overcome and move forward with your life, whatever obstacle may present itself in your way. Your power comes from a balance between the inner and the outer, between the spiritual and the physical. And if you haven't found it already, it is what you need to prioritize right now. When it comes to work and career, you are in a strong position, so do not hesitate to ask for what you want. There is a likelihood that you will get what you deserve. But be patient and enduring. That is what will pay off. Finance-wise, money can be coming in and debts can be paid off. When it comes to love and relationships, there can be an instant attraction and fiery, passionate affair, and an already existing relationship can heat up. The last 10 days of June for you, projects that you've been working on for some time are almost ready for presentation. So don't abandon your goals if you meet a little bit of resistance here and now. It could also be about the beginning of a new project in some department of your life. In every case, this is a good time to express yourself or study, doing anything that broadens your horizon. There can also be a message being delivered to you, and it will likely be good. These latter days of the month, you will be having the potential of moving into a heightened spiritual awareness and even experience some kind of rebirth. Let your soul guide you and lead you, and expect the best. When it comes to work and career, if you've applied for a job, you may still get it, even though there is some kind of delay connected to it. Finance-wise, the days are great, but of course you need to use good judgment and check details before you, for example, invest. When it comes to love and relationships, there is likely messages and other forms of communication. The overall energy for the month is generally good and has a lot of potential in it, but there is also an energy underlying the month where you probably at the same time, to some extent, more or less, feel a bit held back and hindered by something or someone. What's important to know is that this is more in your head than anywhere else. It's your beliefs that you cannot do anything that creates the circumstances, and you need to take charge, which you probably will, judging by the other energies. But the way I interpret this is that it may be an inner conflict or struggle between different parts or layers of yourself, or between your soul and your ego. It's a pattern of behavior or thinking that is the root cause of this, and which you need to let go of. You cannot passively wait until this passes. You need to actively choose and do the legwork. Expressed in the area of work and career, there's an emphasis on fear and money that prevents you from achieving that which you really want. Materialism and profit could be the driving force behind your ambition, and you're not seeking satisfaction or deeper meaning. It could also be that you're working with someone who's a bit of a control freak and you feel suffocated. If so, you are the only one who can change it around. It won't happen otherwise. Finance-wise, there may be temptations. Take a closer look if you're being offered something with a promise of making big money fast, and absolutely do not abandon any of your moral, ethical, or spiritual principles and values in exchange for promised material gain. When it comes to love and relationships, there may be sexual chemistry, but that may be it too. The other part of this energy in regards to your connection to other people is that no matter how much you see or feel that they need to change, you are the only one who can. It's a classic, but on the other hand, if you actually do change, others may change too. Destiny 7. During the first 10 days of June, there may be a man that is kind, compassionate, and mature in your life. A father or a father figure who gives you wise counsel and supports you emotionally. If not an actual man, the energy will be there and felt. Your artistic and psychic sense, your imagination, and your sensitivity will be pronounced, and any answers you're seeking are nearer than you may believe them to be, either in your bookshelves already or within. They will be there intuitively for you. Remember, too, that you can ask. When it comes to work and career, you must do what you love to be happy, and you probably must run your own business too in order to feel fully fulfilled. If you're not for the time being, it's okay, but it's temporary. Finance-wise, a business can pick up and eventually flourish if it is your own. If you have financial issues, refocus your thought process by entertaining the belief that money simply is an energy that you can manifest. Instead of worrying, learn how to draw it in and manifest it by changing yourself and your energy. When it comes to love and relationships, if you're single, you have a chance at meeting someone through a metaphysical group or activity that deals with water somehow, like boating, sailing, swimming. Those that are already involved may reach a new level of understanding with their partner. You may even want to renew your vows to each other. The middle portion of the month comes with a new momentum. A surge of creative energy and change is in the air. Some long-standing condition can be changing or moving again, and there can be travel. You'll find and have what you need before you know that you need it. Get your ego out of the way and go with the flow. Remain upbeat and positive. Whatever you're dealing with can change quickly. Spiritually, your biggest challenge now is to incorporate that which you've already learned. In the area of work, career, and finances, there's a lot of motion going on, but that is mostly around you rather than affecting you directly. But for some, it could mean a relocation or commuting and or travel because of these changes. But this should all be positive. Finances will likely be flowing freely in a desired direction in whatever you're trying to accomplish. When it comes to love and relationships, there could be the meeting of someone new while being on the move, short or long distance travel and or through work. Those already in a relationship may at this point spend a lot of time together, and if there are disagreements, they are small and on the surface. If anything, check your communication so that it does not create unnecessary issues. Be aware of how you listen and how you speak. The last 10 days of the month, you probably want a strong financial base, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it seems like you are compromising your aspirations to attain it. You seem to be in some kind of a holding pattern, being a bit possessive, not being really able to let go. Your need for security and your ideas of security may be fixed, but the truth is that it is also holding you back from fulfillment. You can be working hard, but you're not gaining the satisfaction that you expect or crave because you're not emotionally ready for a needed change. This can be relevant to your entire life or in some aspect of it. What you need is to loosen your grip, to open yourself to new ideas and other input, at least a little bit to begin with. When it comes to work and career, then, you are probably working because it pays the bills, not because it is what you want. You may have forgotten about what it is you really want, and you can feel bogged down and discontent, but you reject the idea of doing something else since you do not know how that is going to turn out. The good part is you're laying down a foundation for the future now, and this too shall pass, especially if you are aware. Finance-wise, you may think you have a problem when in reality you do not. You may be overly protective of what you have and focused on the material, forgetting about how money is energy. Remember that a tight fist not only keeps things in, it also keeps things out. When it comes to love and relationships, this energy can express itself in holding on to a relationship that no longer works because of fear to move on and of being alone, of feeling abandoned. And even though it has played out its role already, or it could be that you are repeating a pattern somehow. Now is the time to become aware and do something about it. The overall energy for the month is very practical and reality-oriented with a focus on money and financial stability. Slow and steady wins the race. Those in business with clients or projects have the potential of uncovering a gold mine if cards are played right. Finance-wise, there could be a windfall coming your way. Something of the past is paying off. There could also be travel related to this. When it comes to love and relationship, not much is happening. It's not a very romantic time. Destiny 8. You are leaving, walking away from something because of a disappointment or disillusionment, or because a situation has reached its natural conclusion. You're voluntarily turning away from something that no longer feels relevant for you. It could be a dying relationship, an unfulfilling career, or a job. It can also mean a conscious decision to put ordinary life behind due to a sense of stagnation and a need to experience new things. Stillness and meditation will help you connect to your higher self. When it comes to career, you've gone as far as you can in your current circumstances. Even if you're not sure what to do, it's time to look for something new. Look for another career choice or a job without a glass ceiling. Look for that which resonates with your true self. Finance-wise, your problems or commitments may seem huge, but in spite of that, you are at a point where you can let go of comforts of a secure job. You can sever the cords. It's time to let go of a comfort zone and step into the new. That is where you'll find additional finances desired to and new energy necessary to keep them moving and growing. It's time to find things that are truly in line with your beliefs and who you truly are instead of going for the money. You're moving now towards a situation that represents the true you, spiritually and emotionally. In terms of love and relationship, you've reached a point where you need to make a choice. Should I stay or should I go? The relationship has probably gone as far as you can, and you may be sad about it, may be sad about separating from someone who has meant a lot to you, but it is time to move on. Hanging on makes it difficult for everybody. The middle 10 days, the energies are centered around the home and domestic relationships. There can be celebrations and commitments. Could be a birth, a marriage, or a purchase of property. It can also be a project that you've been working on that reaches its full expression now and therefore brings rewards. Creative activity can be enhanced, and philosophical and metaphysical interests can be sparked. There can also be a physical or metaphysical move because of changes in a relationship, in a creative project, or a career. When it comes to work, career, and finances, the energy can express itself as an offer that would mean better money and greater responsibility. It can even be a door to the future. So if other factors and the stars align, you should take it, as it would be the beginning of a new and prosperous period in your profession. All changes in the way you handle your finances, and more specifically whom you let handle your finances, will work in your favor during this time. Your mind is active and you're clever and capable of wide vision now. If you have an artistic bent, the vibrations you are now experiencing will enhance anything that you create. An interest in philosophical or metaphysical disciplines will also spark the fires of expression. Your mind is in a superior state. In the area of love and relationships, there's a focus on committed relationships, either already established or soon becoming established. There could be marriage, either yours or someone else's, and if the latter and you're single, you could meet someone there. Romance is in the air and could blossom. And the energy for the last 10 days speaks about a firm foundation for both home and family, with a focus on prosperity and big money. There can be an abrupt change for the better in your circumstances and in general these days, and that should be allowing for happy times and the feeling of everything being stable and in order and balance. In work and career, the energy could be expressed in travel, and whatever you do, you should be in a strong and secure position. So if you're thinking of starting your own business, it's a go sign, but obviously check other aspects and factors to make sure. Finance-wise, there may be a windfall due to something of the past. And when it comes to love and relationships, the energy could be expressed in a strong emotional bond. If you're having difficulties, look within to begin with and strengthen the connection with your own soul, because when you do, you'll find you get much better along with your partner too. The overall energy is practical and looking towards tangible solutions. So that is what you will be seeking this month. And you may need to be coming up with a plan, a strategy, or a campaign you can use, and you need to look not to anyone around you. You yourself is the one who have the wherewithal and the knowledge to come up with what is needed. This will be a spiritually rich period in your life in which your intuition will work beautifully, and if you pay attention to it and let it guide your life, then everything will click right into place. You need to be attuned to your intuition then and prepare to use it along with your reason to make choices and decisions for your life at this time. When in terms of work and career, you will be able to build on your achievements and be recognized professionally for something you are doing or have done. It's a good possibility also that you love what you do and work with, but you might be interested in doing that from home. You're happier surrounded by your books and animals and plants in your private world. Finance-wise, you have the Midas touch right now. Everything you touch turns to gold. If you're looking at the project, it's a high likelihood it will be lucrative, if also other factors are in support. If looking at a new job, it will bring the financial means you require. If you have money, the energy supports buying a property or a new home. If you have money, you can spend it on whatever you want. Splurge, you deserve it. There's no need to pinch pennies for the time being. When it comes to love and relationships, you're not in a hurry to get involved. You've reached a place in life that suits you, even if you are solitary. Destiny 9. The first 10 days bring a need for compromise and of being just. Also, all factors need to be looked at before making a decision of some kind. Look at everything that has been going on in the situation before you determine that someone did you wrong. You must weigh the entire situation and be absolutely honest. Work on staying present, your spiritual connection, and of being aware of the bigger picture as well as your place in the scheme of things. There can also be educational considerations that arise, and if pursuing an education of some sorts would lead to a better balanced life, that would be a good choice to go ahead with. Also, metaphysical studies are favored here, and anything creative. The energy expressed in the area of work and career points towards bringing balance into life, looking over priorities so that you do not overemphasize working to the detriment of other important things and people in your life. Finance-wise, there can be something legal you have to deal with, and settlements are possible involving partnerships and agreements. If you've been through a time of financial strain, it can change unexpectedly during these days as well. You will at least be able to see a way forward. Related to love and relationships, something is over. One cycle is ending and another one is beginning. Contracts can be made or broken. There can be marriage, divorce, or legal separation. If you're not in a relationship but wish to, you need to concentrate on the quality, not quantity. The middle 10 days can see you procrastinating about your choices, as there could be something you cannot or will not see. You are at a fork in the road and unsure of which path to take. It could be a problem with a person, a situation, or a thing, and there's a temporary truce, but that has not removed the problem. Sooner or later, a decision must be made. You can't move forward until you do. You may be immobilized by some fear, so you need to deal with that to begin with as well. Then, if you act swiftly and decisively, you can turn the situation to your advantage. Balance and self-control will be important, so use the tools you have to regain and keep it. When it comes to work and career, a negotiation you're working on has reached a standstill, and you may need to call an unbiased third party to assist you and get things moving. If waiting for an answer for a job interview, an application, a promotion, or something of the like, be patient. Results aren't in. You have to wait. Finance-wise, there could be some concern that is justified, but you can deal with it. Take stock of what needs to be done and then do it. When it comes to love and relationships, this is not a favorable energy for romance. If you have a partner, you may have called a truce about a problem or major life issue. If you can't come up with a solution, you may need to break away from each other and spend time on your own, although it's not an indication to run away or leave altogether. Take a break and do something. It doesn't matter what. It will get the stale energy moving. If you're single, you may be a bit wishy-washy about what you really want. It could be that you have two potential candidates for partners, or it could be that you're not letting someone know how you feel because of your own insecurities. The last 10 days has a focus on working hard towards something that is important to you. You could be pursuing an education, attend a workshop, lectures, or applying for or enrolling in a full-time program where you work towards a degree. There's a possibility present of turning a talent, a hobby, or an interest into a new career. You're learning something that will help with future prospects. Be sure to take time though to rest and relax and not to work too hard or too long. When it comes to work and career, there is a possibility of a raise, a new project, or new responsibilities that will test your skills. You could be sent to school by an employer, and or you're being called to take on an assignment in an unfamiliar area. You will do well, so don't fret, you will learn. You're being called on to be a part of the situation, not because you have this knowledge and skills, but because you bring enthusiasm, interest for it, and a willingness to learn. That makes up for any lack of experience that you may have. Finance-wise, assistance can come to you with your studies. If you're working on a new project for a business, then expect any finances that you need and that you have requested to be approved. It's not a time for investments or to buy extravagant things or to attempt any major financial changes. Sit tight until you have completed the apprenticeship that you are in and until you are secure in what you're doing. When it comes to love and relationships, if you are already involved, you need to pay attention to small details that enhance a relationship. There may also be a new experience with your partner. If you're single, don't miss out on opportunities to attend workshops, seminars, lectures, etc. It's likely you will meet someone new there. You will meet the right person if you look in the right places, and the right places are anything around your educational process, your career, and your learning. Overall, the energy is focused on getting something done, and it's about completion, about closure, and releasing old patterns of behavior. There can be an older man around who is good at getting things done, who inspires you and pushes you to excel, supporting you in reaching for your dreams. You need to be open to possibilities that can appear out of seemingly nowhere. Pay attention to synchronicities. When it comes to work and career, you or someone you are working with may have new and innovative ideas, and you may receive help to implement them. If you are self-employed, business will improve, but you need to curb impatience if you collaborate with others. Finance-wise, money is being made through being innovative and original. If you listen to your higher guidance and follow the directions you're given, there could be increased prosperity. When it comes to love and relationships, the energy is not strong for it. Work is of a higher priority right now. Destiny 11. This month begins great for you with a reminder of just how powerful you are. And you're going to need it, as there will be a little bit more challenging energy later and overall. But you can do this. It's actually by challenges you have the potential to rise to full greatness of who you are. So do not look at problems as problems, but stepping stones that you can use. Also, they are telling you where you still have some inner work to do. By raising your consciousness and vibration, you will take care of anything that later comes at you in a much better way. Use your intuitive awareness, note synchronicities, and take advantage of them. When it comes to work and career, success is practically in your hand. If you're looking for a job, you will find it quickly. If you're a writer or an artist, your creativity is about to take off. You will be inspired. A little precaution is to be observant on other people, though, so that their actions and energy does not interfere with you. Clear and protect your own energy from unwanted interferences. Finance-wise, things will improve, especially if you've been trying to find a new enterprise to pay off bills or a new way to make money. When it comes to love and relationships, if you've just met someone, it may very well be someone you are connected to on a soul level, and you're meant to walk through life with this person. Maybe not forever, but for some good years. If you're single, chances are high if also other factors point in the same direction, that you will meet a very special person in unusual circumstances in a very special way. And if you're already in an established bond since long, during these days it has the chance to rise to new and higher levels and change into something better than before. The middle 10 days, you'll be wanting a strong financial base, and there's in itself nothing wrong with that, but it seems like you are compromising your aspirations to attain it. You seem to be in some kind of a holding pattern, being a little bit possessive, not really able to let go, because you have a very strong need for security. But your ideas of security may be fixed, and the truth is that they are also holding you back from fulfillment. You can also be working hard but not getting the satisfaction that you expect or crave because you're not emotionally ready for a change yet. What you need is to loosen your grip, to open yourself up to new ideas and other input, at least a little bit to begin with. When it comes to work and career, you're probably working because it pays the bills, not because it is what you want. You may even have forgotten about what it is that you really want. You can feel bogged down and discontent, but you reject the idea of doing something else as you do not know how that would turn out. The good part is you can also be laying down a foundation for the future, and this too shall pass, especially if you're aware. Finance-wise, you may think you have a problem when in reality you do not. You may be overly protective of what you have and focused on the material, forgetting about how money is energy. Remember that a tight fist not only keeps things in, it also keeps things out. When it comes to love and relationships, this energy can express itself in you holding on to a relationship that no longer works. When it comes to love and relationships, this energy can express itself in you holding on to a relationship that no longer works because you're afraid to move on and be alone, afraid of feeling abandoned, even though the relationship has played out its role already. Or you could be repeating a pattern somehow in a new relationship. Now is the time to become aware and to do something about it. The last 10 days, if you're having a problem, it is because you're holding yourself back from living life to the fullest and not doing what is necessary. For example, move on to a new relationship or a new career or something like that. You may have many reasons, but the probable truth is that you're projecting fears and inhibitions to your surroundings, and then you view them as obstacles in the outer. If you give a list of limitations, you need to understand that those limitations are not really real, but projections of inner apprehensions, anxieties, and fears. The risk is that you at this point, to a bigger or lesser extent, greet positive suggestions with a yes but or I can't. But as long as you view the world this way, nothing is going to change. You need to become aware that you're not hopeless. You can change things around. When it comes to work and career, problems are due to refusal to move forward or do something better. Any feelings of frustration, aggravation, and agitation has more to do with the fact that you won't let go of something you've outgrown long ago. If you're not happy, you need to move on. Nothing else will solve the problem. Finance-wise, you may be stuck in a negative cycle and need to earn more money to meet your obligations. To conquer the problem, you need to look at options that exist. You can find a new job that pays more or do something additional to what you are doing, adding something that you can do on your own time from your home to supplement your income. When it comes to love and relationships, if you're feeling restricted, and wanting more in a relationship, not getting what you want. The only reason you're still there is a refusal to break the bond. If you're single, take a look at what's holding you back from being involved. During this month, the overall energy is that of whatever harmony you've experienced so far runs the risk of being slapped in the face. Even though you have all that you want, you will now have to fight for it to stay on top. Someone else wants it or may appear to want it and attempting to take it. You need to be firm and stand your ground and not give in. Don't let your competitors get the advantage. You have what it takes. And this may refer to a business, social, or a spiritual situation. You may find that countering your rival takes so much time too that it interferes with the rest of your life. But do make room for yourself, especially for your spiritual practice. Take the time. When it comes to work and career, there could be a strong competition for a job, but the key is don't pay attention. Don't let it distract you. Go about your business and do your best. Your efforts will be noticed and rewarded as long as you don't play games like others do. Finance-wise, whatever goes on, remain calm, even if you're struggling a bit financially for the moment. Don't panic, it's temporary. You are basically in a good position. Continue what you're doing. Don't give it more energy than it deserves. Do what you can to take care of it. When it comes to love and relationships, several may be interested in the same person as you. Do not get jealous, or if you're in a relationship, accuse him or her of cheating. That would only cause more trouble and make you lose in the long run. Chances are good it may not be what it seems. It's just competition trying to make it look like something is happening. But if it is, face the situation calmly. It may also be the situation that work takes needed time from being together. If you can make that time, it will resolve issues. Thank you for listening. I hope it will be useful. And if you need me, you're warmly welcome to reach out. Thank you.